The following presentation does not represent Australian opinion or intellect. We do not speak for any religious order or ethnic minority. We are not political scientists or uni graduates. We're insignificant upper-lower class scum, comparing notes and airing grievances. It's just our opinion. Deal with it.
No way that GST will ever be part of our policy. Never ever, it's dead.
They don't like it. Go back to where they're from.
It is a big idea.
No, we don't need them.
A new world order. By 1990, no Australian child will be living in poverty. Right. You should shut up.
Got a good fight record though, man. What? Boxing. Serious? 91 fights, 77 wins, 58 by knockout.
No.
Yeah, dude.
I thought he had a shit record.
He even kickboxing record is pretty shit. 7 fights, 3 wins, 2 by knockout, 4 losses. Mixed martial arts.
Yeah, he was in MMA for a while. It was a fucking carny ride, though. It was stupid.
Yeah, but his boxing was pretty good, man. Yeah. That's when he was a bit younger.
Man, Butterbean was in that game, Tough Man Knockout or something. Remember on, John, do you remember it on Mega Drive?
Tough Man Knockout?
Yeah, if you Google it, it'll come up.
Have a look.
No, I'm serious. EA Sports Tough Man Contest. I think it was Tough Man Contest.
Tough Man.
Yeah. Because he was on the intro. He used to come out, it's like, let's learn how to fight! And like the stupid little animation.
Would you say Sega?
Yeah. Are you hot spotting internet?
Yeah.
Look at him like all fucking like technology based and shit.
I'm the tech guy.
No, do you know why it's funny?
I'm the tech one.
I'll tell you why it's funny, man. Because like, yeah, that's it, Tough Man Contest. Check it out. It was on the 32X as well, on the
You can't
Mega
out-Google me, Bobby.
Yeah. Dude, I remember that game for 2 reasons. One, it had a similar layout to Mike Tyson's Super Punch-Out from
95.
So you played this like invisible character and
So when you're invisible and you can see the gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember it because like you had different levels, different arenas that you'd play in, yeah? And I remember the Mexican Cantina one. There was one level called the Cantina. And the ring girl that came out, she had visible, her nipples were really protruding through a bikini.
Oh, hot.
And we were like, 13 or 14 when it came out.
Getting bonus.
So I just remember it like, that was like the first thing, like, oh my god, like that's in a video game. Do you know what I mean?
Both playing with cushions on their laps for some reason. For some weird reason.
I need the big cushion.
The actual couch cushion.
Hey, Jimmy, my legs are cold. Pass me that cushion.
Now, do you know why it's funny then? Do you know what? Because I started listening to, I didn't go as far back as the first or second. The other day I went back as far as the first episode. But with the weather changing and with us getting close to Halloween, it's reminding me of the first episodes that were sort of themed like that. Like, remember we did a Halloween episode and all that? And that just puts it in my head that we've actually been doing this for that long. Like, do you know what I mean? But now I'm just thinking, like, this guy's sitting here with his, like, brand new, like, laptop. Yeah,
he's moved on up.
No, he's got his little brand new laptop, hotspotting shit, like, you know.
We've evolved.
Yeah. And I'm just remembering being, like, stoned out of his gourd drinking VB at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? It's just funny. Like, what a progression. But I can only see the top of it, the peak of his hat because of the Chucky doll. You know what I mean? Because I'm sitting upright. And I'm just, I changed the calendar on the thing. It's to
Good on Putin.
September. Yeah. Look at him.
What's he doing?
What is that?
Is it
an animal. That animal that's next to him.
Looks like a giant kiwi.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
I don't actually know. It's got to be a native animal to
It looks like it's wearing stilts.
I don't know.
Doesn't it?
It
Is it fake? Is it stuffed?
It looks like a cross between like an ostrich and an albatross.
But is it stuffed?
I think it's real.
I reckon it's a stuffed animal.
What
They just slapped it in for the shot.
Yeah, I reckon, man. Like, it's Putin. Who knows?
And what the hell is Putin riding in?
It looks like a flight device, but with pedals.
He probably invented it. He probably made it.
I don't know.
Oh, and it's got the doll, the babushka doll.
Does it wear?
See, down a little bit?
Where?
No, on the bottom bit, on the bottom half.
Oh, yeah. That's just the monthly thing. Yeah.
Those babushka dolls, you take them out and they're smaller each time.
Yeah. Babushka in Russian means like
Grandmother.
A grandmother. Yeah. Depending how you use the word, but generally it's just grandmother. But yeah, I remember we had them like when I was a kid. We had a set of them. I used to like always like open them up and like, put them back in.
Yeah, same.
They're really trippy, the babushka dolls, man. It's an interesting concept.
You get to the last one and it's so tiny.
Yeah.
And it's still so detailed.
Imagine like thinking of that, like to make an actual babushka doll. No, serious. Like I'm not taking a piss. I'm being serious. Like,
put dolls inside dolls.
well, dude, you think
forever.
about half the shit that we have, like all the fucking inventions and stuff, and they're fucking strange. Like, why would anyone have ever come up with the concept to like do A, B, or C. You know what I mean? I was actually thinking about that driving here, man. You would trip me out. What was that? I was just thinking about travel because like I was stuck in traffic, but it wasn't really traffic. It was flowing, but there was traffic, and I went from my joint to here, which is how many k's we say? Like 25 k's.
About that.
Yeah, 25. It's usually about 25 from like southeast to the city. Yeah, I'm like that's 25 k's. I did it in about 45 minutes, but I stopped at the chemist and then stopped to get a coffee, so just over 45, right? And then I think about how to get to Europe, like to get to London, you can do it in a plane in like 24 hours. Like, that's us going from here to Europe in 24 hours. And I was in my car. It's like a Japanese fucking sports car that was driven around for 70,000 Ks for, I don't know, like since 2003, and then shipped from Japan to Australia for me to drive.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think, like, man, can you imagine what, like, literally 300 years ago when none of this shit would have been available? It's fucked.
All by boat.
Yeah, but no, I'm not even joking. Like, by boat.
Yeah.
Everything would have been by boat. And we're not even 300 years ago, man. When did air travel become commercialised?
Trollman.
Find out.
Seriously?
Well, I'll tell you when the nested babushka dolls came out.
Oh, okay. One of the babushka dolls.
Wait, let me guess.
Yeah, take a stab.
1860, Russia.
Fuck off. It's got to be earlier than that. Oh, it's got to be earlier than that. Why is this guy shaking his head? 1860.
No, I'm just-
that makes him like just over 200 years old.
Huh?
I'd think they're a lot older than that.
What do you reckon?
I reckon older than that.
Well, it's 1890.
Oh!
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Bobby on the money.
The first Russian nested doll was carved in 1890 by Vasily
Vasily.
Zazozhkonchkin.
Was he Russian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a Gonchkin.
He's credited with making the first Russian Matryoshka doll. Yeah.
That's weird. I swear to God, I would have honestly thought they were like a lot older than that.
And he crafted them when he was like 15 years old.
What an interesting hobby for a young 15-year-old man.
What was going on in his life, man, for him to be creating like shit like that?
Just scarred, man. Just
Yeah, well, no. Like, what brings inspiration for shit like that? I'm being dead set honest, man. Like
Maybe, yeah, like Nick said, like he's always under hardship from his parents or whatever, so he just went to a delicate side in his little carving dolls just to take his mind off the harshness of...
And he'll always be known as the Matryoshka man.
Yeah.
You reckon he came up with the babushka dolls because
To ease his tormented mind.
Well, he was born in...
love it.
he was born in... 76, so he would have been 14.
1876. Yeah.
Yeah, and he created them in 1890.
What was happening in Russia in 1876? I got no idea.
Fuck knows, man.
No, I'm serious.
Oh.
just picturing Stalin.
So what was the second question you wanted me to look up?
I was saying, I remember The Simpsons. You know when I can't remember what episode it was, but it's like the UN's having a meeting, and then he's like the Soviet Union response to this is like Soviet Union. I thought you guys broke up. That's what we wanted you to think. And then it switches to like Leningrad or whatever, and it's got the Lenin just comes out of the mausoleum. Must crush capitalism. What was the second thing we said? Oh, commercial travel. Commercial air travel. When did aviation become commercial?
I know my brethren set the...
Oh, the Wright brothers. The brothers Wright. Yeah.
It's where it all began with the Wright brothers. Let's just be honest here.
And look at that. You know, a couple like decades later, you're sitting here playing with yourself.
Generation X.
In South Melbourne. You know what I mean?
So, on January the 1st, 1914, the St. Petersburg-Tampa airboat line became the world's first scheduled passenger airline service, operating between St. Petersburg and Tampa, Florida. It was a short-lived endeavour, only 4 months, but it paved the way for today's daily continental flights.
Okay.
So we're talking like short air.
Yeah, that was
flight, but that's
1914. 100 years ago.
Dude,
right?
yeah.
100 years ago was the first commercial airline flight. But can you remember when was the first time you went on a plane just for a commercial flight? As in like you're a passenger, not as in like it's a sightseeing thing in Barwon Heads, you know, where you just go up in like a little Cessna and do a few loop-de-loops and then come back. I'm talking like you got on a plane to go to Sydney, Europe, like anywhere.
I went to Thailand when I was 3 on a plane.
Yeah?
One that you can remember.
8.
Yeah, about 8.
3? Your whole family went, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were 8, right? Do you remember, you?
My one, I had a trip to Sydney every now and then, but my major one by myself was going to Dubai, so I can go to Afghanistan.
Yeah. When did you first go to Sydney as a kid?
I didn't really. I think I was like 18.
18.
I didn't leave Melbourne. Like I came from Greece.
Yeah.
To here, I didn't leave here until I was like 18.
I remember I went to Greece when I was, it was 98, so I would have been 13 years old, right? That was the first time I'd been on a plane, like as in a commercial jet. But I remember before that...
Join the Mile High Club.
Yeah, at 13...
By yourself.
Miss Palmer.
I sniffed out a stewardess that like was willing to commit statutory rape on international air.
Did you go solo? A solo?
Solo bat.
You're disgusting.
You're fucked.
No,
You're
go on,
fucked.
go on, yeah.
No. I was just saying...
What were
how,
you doing
like,
at 8?
Don't. Oh my god. The gully's fucked, man. This is seriously. I just remember, like, dude, the few times before that I had any even not experience, but even like air travel was brought up. It was like my mum going to Sydney for whatever reason or something. But I remember she was the only one that went up. Like airfares with like what did the average airfare cost in 98 or 95?
Dude, they were fucking expensive.
What,
like
can
real
we
bad.
Google that? Like, is
Yeah.
that a fact we can Google? What was a commercial flight?
I'll put international air.
Not even international, get domestic. Like, say from Melbourne to Sydney, what did a plane ticket cost?
You can go for
95?
like $90 now, right? On a special.
Now,
Yeah.
dude, you can get Jetstar tickets for like $40-50,
Yeah.
like one way. Those stupid like saver ones that just pop up, 24-hour sales, 12-hour sales, promotional sales, because I'd rather send a plane up with people than have it come back empty. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah.
But like 95, what did the average airfare ticket cost domestic?
Good question. I don't know. Trollman's going to give us the answer right now.
No, because now I know now to go to Sydney by plane on the like if we just booked a flight right now, whether it was with Virgin, Jetstar, you're going to pay your average cheap airfare will be between $170 to $220.
Yeah.
And that's like not flying at 5 in the morning. We're talking like regular hours, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, flying back at 6 the next day or some shit like that. Yeah, you expect to pay about $200, which is you're considering what you're doing. You're flying to another fucking state.
In a metal tube through the sky, Dimitri.
Yeah. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Statsman's struggling over here. He's sweating.
struggling.
He's struggling.
You can see the sweat beading.
See the doubt in his face? Like, struggling. He's got
You want me to take the helm? Do you want me to take the helm,
I
Trollman?
can't get into his phone half the time. This guy.
So a domestic flight to Sydney back in say 97, 98 would have cost you about $600-700.
Whoa.
You're better off driving and 2 tanks of petrol, and petrol would have been fuck all back then.
I wonder how much our family holiday to Thailand was then. When I
It
was
would have been
8.
fucking expensive, dude.
When I was a kid, we'd go to Sydney all the time as a kid. I'd go see my godsisters and stuff, and we'd go to Noosa for holidays nearly every summer. We drove. And you think about it, well, how much you say?
That's $600.
$600 a pop.
Yeah.
For my parents to pay $600 a pop. For me, my
4 of
sister,
you.
4 of
That's
us.
$2,400.
$2,400 back in 95, man.
That's not including taxes.
That wouldn't have been the month's salary in 95. What would you
No
make?
chance.
Yeah.
Well, I'll find that too.
What's the average salary in 95 for like a working class, anyone? You know what I mean? No, like seriously. Like now that makes sense why we drove to Sydney. My parents would rather drive 10, 11 hours to Sydney or, a day and a half to Queensland than spend $2.5K.
You're going to save $3,000 if you drive.
Yeah, $2.5K flying up. And was that a return flight?
Did not say. But I'm guessing it would be.
Yeah, I'm banking it would.
But $600 to fly to fucking Sydney for a 45-minute flight.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
The flight is like the whole... I've done seamless flights to Sydney where I've walked... Like, I've checked myself in on my phone, gone to the terminal, no baggage, you know what I mean? Just carry on, walked on. I haven't interacted with anyone, man. Haven't had to say a single word to anyone. Got on the plane, got off the tarmac in Sydney under 2 hours. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole experience was 2 hours and a bit. And you're already in, like, the capital city of another state. So, and it's $200 lighter for your troubles. Like, big deal.
So if both parents were working,
Yeah.
your average income for the week would have been around $1,000.
Yeah, so $500 a piece.
Yeah. And saying one parent would have about $463. That's the average wage.
Or 60.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
So you're telling me my parents would have had to work, like, a month.
year round.
Yeah, to get enough coin together just to fly, like, the family up to Queensland. Oh, that's the Sydney, you know what I mean? $500-600. It's a lot of money, man. And now we've downsized. Like, we haven't downsized, but now we're at a point where air travel's like, Sydney. What's Sydney?
Return $150 to $60.
Yeah, people fly up there at 7 in the morning for work and then fly back, by the afternoon.
You're there in 45 minutes. You're back in 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got to go there for a meeting. Like, meeting? What do you mean?
People
sign
fly
papers.
Dude, people fly like to Sydney to do shopping. I'm just going to go there, do some shopping for the day, spend the day there, and come back. What?
Dude, I remember. You remember when Krispy Kremes first opened up in Fountain Gate?
Oh yeah, it was a fucking brothel.
Yeah, and there were lines like for 4 hours.
Johnny was there.
People trying to get donuts.
You were there, weren't you?
No, I
I
wasn't
thought you
there.
were.
Fuck off, you were there.
You're around the corner from there, mate.
Yeah, you were there.
Gully to the.
Look at
as it
him,
was,
he's all nervous. He's like shaking. Don't fucking lie to me.
No, I didn't go there.
Fuck off.
I don't care that much about donuts.
You're telling me when you were baked you didn't have a craving for donuts?
Yeah,
Not even when you were baked.
But I was lazy, so I'll just go down the road to 7-Eleven.
You are such a fucking turd. No. I remember when Krispy Kremes opened up in Fountain Gate, and there were like lines for like 2 hours or whatever. I had a mate out in Greenvale, so he like lives 2 seconds from the airport. For him to drive from Greenvale to Fountain Gate would have taken him like an hour and a half or something. At least an hour and a half. Easy. It's an hour or so from Greenvale to Clayton. And then Fountain Gate would be like another 20, 25 minutes from Clayton.
I'll get those stats.
Actually, more than that. It's 25 minutes. It's 20, 25 minutes from Clayton to Dandenong. I know that, like for a fact, right? So Fountain Gate is like another 10 minutes past Dandenong.
Yeah.
So you're looking at least an hour and 45. It would have been quicker for him to get on a plane, fly to Sydney and get Krispy Kremes, and then come back.
Tell you some stats.
No, I'm serious.
Greenvale to Narre Warren, right, in current traffic. So let's consider that.
It's 11:20.
So it's quite easy on the.
Yeah, there's no one. There's
An
no one
hour
on
and
the road.
7
Yeah,
in current traffic.
hour and 7.
We're looking at about 80 k's.
So think about it. This is when Krispy Kremes had just opened up at Fountain Gate, and Sydney had already had them because I knew someone that did a road trip to Sydney to get Krispy Kremes and come back. Right. So an hour and 7 in current traffic. Go back like 10 years when the infrastructure wasn't as smooth, right? Because you didn't have half the shit on the like on the freeways. They were fucked. So for him to go to just walk to the airport, get on a plane, fly to Sydney, buy Krispy Kremes, and come back. Flight to Sydney, hour and 10, hour and 20. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking around the same journey. How nuts is that? For donuts. I'm
For a sugary treat.
just
He
saying,
must have been
man.
seriously baked. like,
I'm just saying, like, if you do the maths, like, literally that's what you could do.
Yeah.
But then, like, we've discussed this before. What's a cab cost from Clayton to the airport?
for about $80 or $100.
Over $80.
Yeah.
It's closer to 100
$100.
100 something. And
Wait, we caught the cab.
yeah, and that was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was $100.
Yeah.
But, like, without tariffs, without late night things, without any of that shit, you're looking at, like, about $100 to go from Clayton to the airport.
Were you the baked kid that would walk to 7-Eleven and buy a pasty? And a bottle of Coke?
pasty?
Oh my
and a
God,
bottle of Coke?
pasty. I had a meat pie yesterday. It was the best thing I had in ages.
Like a 4 and 20?
No, one from work.
Just imagine him. I just had a
pasty.
thought. The pasty.
Did you eat pasties?
Yeah.
I never ate them.
They're alright.
I never ate them.
Had to have sauce though, because
I don't. So what's in them? Like peas and shit.
yeah, it's just potato, peas, and carrots. and stuff.
I love pies. I love sausage rolls. I never had pasties.
I was never a big fan of the pasty.
Why?
I don't know.
You're a liar.
I didn't like, you're lying. I didn't like the texture or something, that mushy
Yeah,
texture.
because it was potato
Yeah.
inside.
You know what? It's weird because like I think about it now. When I was a kid, like especially the wogs, man, they were the worst. Like they just rubbished all of like any pie that was out on the market. It was just like a 4 and 20 piece of shit pie. It was garbage.
You don't know what's in there.
Yeah, it's like crap. Yeah, what do you eat? Pasties and sausage rolls. Like they rubbished it like it was crap. But then I actually, like, I was must be about 17 or 16, I discovered pies, like proper pies. Even Mrs. Max pies.
Yeah.
What were they talking about?
Yeah,
This is
and I
great.
used to lose it. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. When I used to work in Yarra Glen, man, there was a bakery right around the corner from the race course, and we'd go there every morning for smoko. We'd drop like $20-25 each, man, and it was expensive. It's Yarra Glen.
Yeah.
And we'd buy like a pie, sausage roll, Big M milk.
I was gonna say
a donut.
I was gonna say with pies and sausage rolls, you gotta have a Big M.
Yeah. You got to do it.
Yeah.
But they're expensive.
Yeah.
Like all this shit's expensive now.
My old man, had, when he was young, he had a pie, a 4 and 20 pie, and he found a fly in it. So he hasn't eaten a pie since he was like,
That's scarring. Like,
yeah, scarred
You
him.
found a fly in a pie.
Scarred him hard.
Are you serious? Come on, man. Like,
would we still smash a sausage roll there?
Nah.
Oh fuck!
Hasn't eaten any of that shit.
That's.
But if I found a fly in a pie, I probably wouldn't.
You'd knock it out and start keep eating.
No.
but
No.
that's just one incident.
See, I never got into the 4 and 20s and stuff. I'd always go to like the local bakery and buy a pie.
Yeah.
They taste the best.
But
with
there's
sausage rolls and stuff.
You can't that's like, I understand scarring to a certain degree, but come on, man, one fly and one pie, big deal.
No, he was fully scarred, dude. He turned us. He turned us against him. I never had pies growing up
turned us
because it was just like it was like something you don't do because yeah.
You didn't even outgrow it, like as an adult.
Yeah, I did it finally, and then I.
Oh, you smash pies now?
Yeah, I smash pies now.
Yeah, because I grew up like.
Mrs. Max is the best.
Yeah, she's got the best patience.
Cheese and Billy. Cheese and
Billy.
cheese and chili.
He's thinking about the cones, man.
Yeah, you got me thinking
Cheese
about weed
and
now.
Billy.
Dude, because my old man was an anal retentive cunt because he was a butcher, and like if he didn't know where the meat came from, he just considered it unclean or unhygienic.
Yeah.
And he would, like, especially the Greeks, the one-eyed Greeks, are just rubbish. Like entire restaurant chains, races, like they're rubbish at all. It's like all crap. You know
Don't buy from there; they're dirty.
Yeah,
It's like,
they're
have you
dirty.
eaten from there?
Yeah, no, but they're just dirty. Like that stupid like wives crap, like one-eyed wives tales. Mm-hmm. But then even I like outgrew it at some point. Like I went along with it, no, because I fully believed it, just because that's just what you don't do. But then even I just turned around like, what are you talking about? And then that was it.
Same as with me. Same as pork. Like my old man's allergic to it, so we didn't have it growing up. So I never.
So for you, it's more of a psychological thing. It doesn't give you an itchy ass. It's just in your mind.
In your mind, that's
because
what
you grew up
happens.
with no pork, saying it was bad.
See, that's what
Here
I'm
we
saying,
go.
though.
Now we're getting deeper.
Yeah, no, he's got a good point. Your old man's allergic to it, so then you just automatically
yeah.
believed that you'd be allergic to it or it was bad.
I was demonized in my
Yeah,
house.
because he said it was bad.
Yeah.
But Nick and I have been eating pork since we were kids, and we're fine.
And all of a sudden, if you eat pork, psychologically you get an itchy ass. Like, I shouldn't be eating this because I get a reaction.
No.
Because I get a reaction to it. Like I get a
100%. That's how it
physical
works.
reaction.
I'm being naughty. Oh my god.
No, but that's how it is, man. That's called what's the word? Conditioning.
So
That's conditioning.
how does that make you feel?
Dude, that's conditioning though. It's like entrenched Catholics getting taught that sex is a dirty thing, so then they have to shower and shit right after sex. It's because they've been conditioned to believe that whatever they're doing is
It's
wrong.
a filthy habit.
Yeah.
I'm so dirty.
I'm
Get the
being
filter.
serious, man. If you're being conditioned to believe one thing, you know, it's like all the Muslims. I remember all these Muslims back in the day when I'd say something like I was going to make breakfast. You know, what are you making? They're like, oh, bacon, eggs. Oh, bacon's disgusting. I'm like, have you ever had bacon? No, then don't tell me it's disgusting. Like if you haven't actually eaten it. Dude, like, does it make sense? Like I said, I know we smash on like Christians a lot, but we're not. We're open-minded to bashing anyone with like a stupid idea. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you don't want to eat something because of like whatever your beliefs, that's fine. But don't tell me it's disgusting without you ever actually fucking tasting it. Yeah.
I think there is it is a higher content of bacteria though, like bad bacteria in pork.
Yeah, but pork has got the least amount of fat. It's the leanest meat.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
No, it is. It's
Literally,
a great piece of meat to eat.
Yeah, high
That's
in
not bad
protein.
for you though.
Huh?
That's not bad for you though.
Well,
I'm not saying that it's bad for you, but if you want to stay heart smart, like all those ads, those pork on your fork ads. No,
get some pork in your fork, Johnny.
That's not a
I
conspiracy.
hate those ads. Get some pork on your fork.
Yeah, no, I hate
Mate,
that
you know what? I'd get him eating pork if I put a nice pork chop on a barbecue and marinate it the way we marinate it.
Yeah, mate, with the Jack Daniels smell.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Just the glaze on it.
Or even like a pork bill in the oven.
Or like
Yeah.
ribs.
Oh, man. I mean, I wanted
Barbecue
to
glazed
that.
pork ribs.
Jesus. You know when the meat just falls off the bone?
Look at his lips.
No, I'm not. I'm just like it was hammered into me so much.
Yeah,
It's bad. This is like I've got this mental
Yeah,
block.
because if I grew up saying,
Like,
oh,
I
you
couldn't-
can't eat that, it's fucked.
I physically couldn't eat a pork steak just because like I associate everything with it being bad. Like the smell of it just turns me off. Like
So
because
if
it's
you-
demonized so much in my house.
So if I made you Sancho Bao, like minced meat and stuff, and you didn't know what mince it was, and you ate it, and you wouldn't have any reaction to it, and then an hour later I tell you, do you know what that mince was? And I tell you it was pork, then you'd start freaking out. Like
Just
your,
start
your
scratching my
ass
ass.
would get itchy.
Maybe,
It would-
or maybe-
it could be a psychological thing.
But that's
You would-
conditioning.
And you wouldn't smell it because I'd mix it all with herbs and stuff, and you wouldn't know.
I don't know. It's got a pretty strong smell. The old pork.
No, pork is a very gamey smell if you don't prepare it properly.
Yeah.
Like if you just take pork, chop it up and throw it in a pot, not a pot, like a wok with no seasoning, don't let it marinate. But that's like anything.
Dude, you came to my house for a barbecue. They're sausages. They were pork sausages.
Oh! He starts having heart attacks.
I just remembered.
I don't think I ate the sausages.
Yeah, you
though.
did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You
smashed
grabbed
everything.
a piece of
Dude,
bread and
left
put
with
sauce.
You left
I ate
with a
the chop.
doggy bag of everything.
I ate the lamb chops mainly.
No, mate.
Nah, mate, you had snags. Don't even fuck around. You had snags.
I brought the Aussie beef sausages. I think I was partaking. I think I only had those.
Because Aussies don't have pork. Because in your house, Aussies didn't have pork, but no one else eats pork. You out of your mind? Kranskis. What are Kranskis made of?
Dude, pork.
You know, pork's the closest to human flesh out of all the meats.
And the organs.
Dirty cannibals.
The organs.
I just smashed a bacon egg sandwich right now.
Man, the organs are closely interchangeable. Like you put a pig's heart in. Fucking your Playboy idol, Slothchild. He had like 100 heart transplants with
Who are we talking
the
about?
Rothschilds.
Rothschild
Oh,
guy.
Rothschilds, yeah.
Yeah, how many heart fucking transplants did he have?
Yeah, something like 7 or something.
7, 6?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I was reading. I was watching video the other day.
Yeah, you went into a conspiracy.
I was fucked, man. Because it's September 11, man. Every time I start reading about September 11, then I get infuriated because nothing makes sense. Then it just starts, man. From September, what did I say I went to? From September 11, I went to
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra. Just because that's my own fault. Because I'm like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I want to keep reading conspiracies. So it's like, what's the latest? MK Ultra. Yeah, that's a good one because it just fucks with you.
I've learned to stay away from them now because I just go into a spiral. Like, I just keep watching and I end up being really dark and depressed and I just stare at the wall.
That's why. Yeah.
So I just try and stay away.
But that MK Ultra shit. Did you watch the one that I sent you?
I didn't actually, because I was going to, then I was like, John, if you do this, you're gonna go into a spiral.
Yeah, the only video that was new that I hadn't seen was that Draymond, the basketballer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was at a press conference. He's just staring straight into space, man, for like, while fucking, I can't remember who it was, Irving, someone else is talking, and he's just staring, like, the Al Roker one is the most fucked up one.
There's ones of like Kate Perry as well, just standing there like gazed out, and they just like snap.
Yeah, they used that one, which was in concert or whatever. They used the Britney interview. They had the Eminem one, but the Al Roker one, as far as I'm concerned, the Al Roker one, his face is just this blank, point blank, deer in the headlights stare straight down the barrel of the cameraman. It's so fucked up. It's fucked. No person, especially if you're in media, no person would ever do that. Yeah. Like you zone out and you just stare off into space. But this is like motionless. It's just.
I remember when I was deep into the MK Ultra, there was like there's a Britney Spears clip, like an actual film clip, and it's like play for play, like her getting like mind controlled in the clip.
Yeah,
it's a song with
that thing? Yeah, that. Look at his face.
That's not normal.
Yeah, that's
dude. He holds that stare for like 10, 15 seconds.
That's fucked up.
Like he's talking in conversation and then just turns, stares at the camera like that and just holds it. Watch. I'll put the clip up later.
Look at the tall kid in the back behind him. He looks like he's fake.
The who?
Doesn't he? Like he's just stuck there.
Who's stuck?
One of the spectators in the background.
Oh.
Looks like he's just
okay.
cardboard.
Well, for anyone that doesn't know, because we're getting deep into conspiracy hour like right now. Like it's pretty full on. 30 minutes in and we already started on MK Ultra. Just skipped over September 11. Just go straight to MK Ultra. For everyone that doesn't know, MK Ultra is meant to be like a mind control. By who's it by? Like I mean, the conspiracy is what? It's the Illuminati, government. Like
it was a government thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just mind control basically. And then you've got the handlers.
Sorry guys, I'm just trying to.
What are you trying to?
You know what? I gotta say, iPhones are so shit. Like this is a new phone, and it just spazzes out, man.
Why'd you get a new phone?
It's a year old, man.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant new.
No. It's.
Have you seen the new Apple that's coming out?
Yeah,
a little bit.
I saw it this morning on just as I was leaving the house. Apple 10 or whatever. No home button or facial recognition.
Wait, 8.
It's all by face. Like.
iPhone 8. Yeah, face recognition. Yeah.
And you can pay for stuff.
And it can recognise if you're wearing a hat or like glasses,
beards. Yeah.
Huh.
What do you think of that?
I don't care. I'm keeping this phone until it dies.
I think
it's dying very soon.
I think it's not only scary, I think it's impractical. Dude, how often are you lying in bed and you've got your hand out, like reaching out for the phone on a charger, and you're just like...
It's not hard to push a couple of buttons.
Push a fucking button!
Dude, with the iPhone, if I'm reaching out for it, I just press my finger.
Yeah.
Finger recognition. It's easier. I don't want to pull it to my face and...
Yeah, you got to pull it to your face, align it. You know what I mean?
Johnny puts it to his ass.
And then, you know what,
Code accepted.
Think about it like this. You know what I was thinking of, right?
That's conspiracy in itself, like...
It's recognising your face. It's profiling you every time you pick up your phone.
Computer recognising.
So tell us more about these MK Ultras.
Yeah, no shit. Now you've got facial recognition on your phone. No. That's actually legit. You've got facial recognition technology on your phone to the point where it's just going to be seamless, where like you just pick up your phone and it unlocks because it sees you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is what I was thinking about, right? You know, you could easily pick up your phone. Like, if you want to rob someone, right? Like now on the street,
Yeah.
you could easily just jack them, tell them to sign into their net banking, and get them to fucking transfer money out, like right away. Like even
Welcome to the conspiracy hour.
Conspiracy hour.
right? No. Think about it. You could easily jack someone. You know, like the cardless ATMs?
Yeah.
How you can get the code on your phone and then just pull money out of an ATM. You can easily rob someone, just say, hey, listen, cunt, get your fucking account out, blah, 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 blah. Dude, with facial recognition, your phone literally will just unlock by, like, you picking it up and looking at it.
Yeah.
How easy is it to just start like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With this facial recognition, they can see you.
I mean, dude, you could actually bash someone and then just like put the phone in front of their face when they're on the ground unconscious, right?
That's my point.
Yeah.
It's not just that. This is all comes with the facial recognition with the mind control thing, and they control the way your face looks. They can control everything.
Yeah. Man. No, it's legit. Like, I'm not making this up. Like, it's legit, right?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, look what I clicked on. That's creepy. I didn't even realize. It says Illuminati on it. I didn't even realize. I thought it just said X-Files.
What is it?
It's all connected.
X-Files theme, Illuminati song. That's fucked.
Why is it the Illuminati song?
I don't know. I don't know. Just appropriating fucking because we all freaked out by the X-Files theme song.
Actually, that was something that happened weird to me on the way here. I was thinking about 9/11, just like constantly. Then I picked up my phone. It was 9/11.
I mean, the time.
Yeah.
You started driving here at 9/11.
No, I was already on the way.
Get fucked.
I was like on the freeway or whatever, and I'm just like, I was thinking about 9/11 and shit, and I was like, oh yeah, it was weird how it was on 9/11 because it was like 911 and 11 for the towers. Then I picked up my phone, it was 9/11. I was like, ooh, damn. Just, yeah, Mystic Bobby at work again, don't worry.
Yeah, you get your Taoist robes on and your globe and just start a cult because it was 9/11.
Wait. You're not Mystic Bobby anymore, mate.
No, you've lost your powers.
Mystic
mate.
Trollman, mate.
You've lost your powers. Sorry.
Well, that happened to me, so I'm still a mystic, so.
I was stuck on 9/11 the last 2 days, like obviously because of the anniversary. But all those videos that I put up on the Facey page, like I sat there and I didn't watch Loose Change again, but I watched the light versions, you know, like the half an hour wrap ups.
Yeah.
And
just all the important parts.
yeah, basically the important part, the shit that you can't overlook,
Yeah.
right?
The undeniable stuff.
Yeah, and one of them literally like at the end of it.
That's just quickly for the record. That's what got me into being conspiracy nut. Is I watched Loose Change.
Yeah.
And that was what changed everything for me. That was the documentary that changed it for me.
Yeah, 'cause you told me about it, then I watched it, and I was just like, what the fuck?
9/11, that was the turning point. That was my awakening, boys.
Yeah, no, dude.
And I still watch it to this day, and I'm just like,
How? Yeah.
How does anybody just think that this isn't just some fucking big thing? Like,
Did you see what was coming out in the media? It was really weird. It wasn't weird, but you could expect it. Like, hang on a second. It was all over the news the other day. Let's see if I didn't take the notes. I just saved all the articles. Maybe I didn't. They were saying something about they have proof that the Saudi government had interactions with all the not alleged, but like, you know, the hijackers, that they were all under the employ of the Saudi government at some point. Like now, after 16 years, have come out, like literally on the anniversary saying, oh yeah, by the way, we found links from the Saudi government to the hijackers.
We failed to mention.
Yeah. Right?
and we know the American government is hand in hand with Saudi Arabia, like George Bush used to do, and hold their hand and bow to them and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Dude, I told you, the Saudis bailed out George Bush with the oil thing.
Yeah.
But
Gave him money, gave him a loan of something like ridiculous, like $400 million.
it was just weird, man, because like the light version of Loose Change, like I can't remember which one of the links it is, but maybe it's the half an hour one or the 15-minute one. They've literally like said all these facts of like what happened, right? And then like, all right, to summarize, if you believe what the US government and the media has been like pushing as the actual story,
The official statement.
yeah, it's like these 16 hijackers managed to take over planes using knife, you know, like the Stanley knives, the knife cutters, using knife
Box
cutters.
cutters.
Yeah, box cutters. He goes, these 16 hijackers using box cutters managed to get into planes, overpower ex-military pilots, and then with limited to no understanding of aviation, managed to perform these superhuman stunts on commercial airliners for over 2 hours, and then pinpoint accuracy slam into buildings, and then create feats. And then,
Super hard, apparently.
and then
Super hard.
then it's like, yeah, in New York, it's like one tower fell, then the other tower fell with like minimal impact, no structural damage, One building collapsed entirely on its own.
Just for the fuck of it.
Yeah, for the fuck of it.
Because it caught fire somehow?
They were showing the Pentagon, and like any terrorist attacking the Pentagon would have had 30 acres of like space to attack it from the roof and cause like maximum damage. They happened to attack like a
Side.
30-yard area.
Yeah.
A plane flew in at 500 miles an hour along the floor, and they were talking about to aviation experts and pilots. They're like, I would struggle to fucking do this. The world's best pilots would fucking struggle to pull this off. The guy that was flying the plane into the Pentagon had like no aviation knowledge whatsoever.
Did they end up finding the plane?
No.
Pentagon?
And then they're like, yeah, literally.
Disintegrated.
Rather than just go straight for the roof and maximize everything and create like a sensationalist event, went straight for the one little corridor of the building that was virtually empty, which housed all the tax fucking details, right?
Yeah.
The day before, they declared that they had lost like $3 trillion, whatever the number was.
Yeah.
Like, this money just went missing.
And then, all of a sudden,
they managed to hit the one area of the building that was evacuated. Also, it was evacuated because they were doing they were refurbishing and doing renos, and the renos were there to actually strengthen the walls of the integrity of the building. And it housed literally the tax department of the Pentagon.
there's literally like one guy named Jackson there drinking his coffee.
Literally, he's on his smoko, and they managed to hit that side of the building with pinpoint accuracy, and the plane just evaporated into midair. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was just so much shit.
Like there was no debris.
No.
At all.
And there was the one service station that
With the footage.
had the footage. They
Gone.
never took it.
Yeah.
They took it.
Gone.
And the American government was running drills,
Yeah, the war games.
the war games,
Simulating.
if planes would have hit the Twin Towers. Like, come the fuck on. Like,
But it was just funny. Like, they just did it in this big wrap-up. It's like, this is what would actually happen. It's like, dude, that could never have fucking happened. A child could tell you that could never have happened.
crazy, dude.
But it's gone this far. It's been 16 years now. What are they going to do? Go back? So, actually, it was.
By the way,
No, I'm serious.
just the way they both fell, though, like, just perfectly straight down, like two columns.
Controlled demolition.
Controlled demolition all the way, like, clearly.
Even people that are in that job, that's their profession, said that is a controlled demolition. That's not a
Just
impact
the
of
fact,
the plane.
Just the fact that jet fuel does not fucking melt steel. It does not melt steel. It doesn't. Like,
It's a fact because they actually performed it.
They performed it in experiments, even just on sheer physics and fucking like engineering. Like the heat that you have to. It's like the heat that jet fuel burns at is nowhere near the level that heat for steel requiring. The required heat for steel to burn and melt is nowhere near. Like, we're talking hundreds of degrees.
Yeah.
Like, nowhere near. It's like, nah.
They were specifically made to
withstand shit like that.
a plane hitting them.
The first responders,
like, it's in the actual documents of the building.
The first responders to
like a plane.
The first fire responders to the actual building were like, the fire's only limited to like 2 floors, 2 lines, like, we can control this, blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, the building just fell down. Mm-hmm. What do you mean, man? And then the smoking gun. The other one was when they were starting to pin like, who was it? I think it was Alex Jones. Yeah, it was Alex Jones. He went nuts on this, man. This is the funniest part. The black boxes from the planes were never recovered, right? Obliterated. But they found
Passport.
4 blocks over from like the World Trade Center, like a couple blocks over, FBI agents found 2 passports, 2 passports belonging
Intact.
to the hijackers, intact. So, like, people burnt alive, planes, like, just destroyed.
Buildings collapsed.
A steel building collapsed. Somehow, paper passports were recovered from the hijackers.
just flooded down smoothly to the ground.
You'd think the hijackers would have their passports in their pockets at the heat of impact, at the point of impact. Their bodies would never be recovered, not in a million years, right? They would have gone up into ash the second they hit the building. Their passports managed to just
fluttered down.
near a Starbucks
Like a-
into the hands of the feds.
Yeah.
They called them. They called
the
them.
guy's sitting there having a coffee at Starbucks. Yeah, and then all of a sudden the
3
plane
blocks over.
well, isn't this a
Looks like we got them.
Yeah, seriously, man.
case solved?
Yeah, man. No, it's case closed. No need to do any reports. It's fine.
I told you they took out insurance policy like a week or so before the that happened.
So many people benefited.
Yeah,
Yeah. Even the plane in was it Pennsylvania that hit the ground?
Yeah.
Even that, they recovered like a red Islamic scarf from the debris. The plane was up in smoke and gone, but they found
Just the Islamic scarf.
Just the scarf.
To me, it's almost like a joke, and it's just like, let's see how ridiculous we can make this.
Oh, fuck.
And get away with it.
Dude, you can
We'll get away with
almost hear the Benny Hill music. Like, really?
And, well,
Oh, my heart.
they got away with it.
Seriously, man. Just those two things alone. The plane, like, you remember the footage? The plane was in pieces, like literally just singed into midair, right? The building collapsed, steel melted, and the building collapsed into oblivion. They recovered paper They recovered paper passports. The feds were at Starbucks 3 blocks over, and they recovered passports. Paper passports.
Flapping down like a butterfly, dude. I can just see it. Just flapping down.
I take my tax papers from my accountant and then get condensation from like a bottle of water in my front seat, and the papers just fucking fall apart.
And I can imagine like, fuck, dude. I can imagine like Bush stuff walking to this, like, in the office.
What a joke.
It's a fucking joke. Dude, the saddest part, we're laughing at like this event, and it's not because of the thousands of people that died. Like, it was a horrific fucking event.
Seeing those people jump out of those buildings,
we were
man.
all traumatized. We were all in high school.
Dude, I remember I was watching Sports Tonight on Channel 10.
Yeah, like,
and it was like 11 o'clock at night.
We remembered this a year ago when it came up.
I remember exactly. I can't remember what I had for breakfast last week.
No.
I can remember where I was when I saw that live.
Yeah, this event will...
That was scarring.
It'll always be with us. And I still remember the events of the day. Like, we were old enough to be aware of what was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The internet was in full swing. Because I remember being at school in the IT room. No one was doing work. We were just like horrified. And I remember, because I was the most tech savvy, so I was like hacking into all the computers and finding like Internet Explorer and getting all the news up. And everyone was like freaking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's always going to be with us.
Yeah.
But 16 years later, we're sifting through the debris and we're finding red Islamic scarves and passports.
Joke.
When they're trying to justify a building made of steel. Reinforced fucking steel collapsing from a couple of hours of jet fuel. It's comical. Like, are you out of your... If this was a movie, if it was a fucking movie, and that was the plot twist in the middle... Cunts were like, get out! Like,
Too far-fetched.
come on, man!
Too
Like,
far-fetched.
you had Vin Diesel jumping from the plane, firing back at like 757, and landing on a boat. All right,
maybe.
Yeah, Pierce
maybe.
Brosnan, you know what I mean? Going underwater, adjusting his tie.
Pierce, nice.
Yeah, and then signing like a document, with invisible ink. All right, I'll buy it. But you're not going to buy paper passports being intact when the whole steel structure just evaporated like 2 blocks down.
What was the official term? It pancaked. It was a pancake effect.
Yeah.
The top story fell, then they just pancaked all the way down.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, you're telling me terracotta villages in Thailand can withstand more of an impact? You got Hurricane Irma like taking out all of Florida, but there's a few shacks just standing. You're telling me the World Trade Center just panked? The top floor was burning, so the whole building came down. Man.
They were tall as fuck, those buildings, man. Tall,
Dude, the
tall as
110
fuck.
stories, man.
Oh
or whatever they were.
Think about it.
What a joke, huh?
I'm just seeing it in my head. Like, I'll forever see that image in my head. Seriously, this is going out to everyone. If anyone has a theory or wants to disprove this,
Tell
like,
us,
go
let us
for
know.
it. Give us some clarity. Give us like something for us to fall back on. Because this does keep me up. Like, when you get on that, that's a thing. People like just forget it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've got to move on. It's like, you can't move on from something like that.
That's like
You move on from like a mass genocide in like a country, you know what I mean? Because of like whatever political power or dictatorship was in place, they're fucked up. Like Nazi Germany, you know what I mean? Adolf Hitler, the Nazis, the whole movement, that was fucked up. And they brainwashed an entire nation into doing some fucked up shit. We can move on from that because like as soon as they were thrown out, Germany did everything in their power to eradicate that from their history and move far away from it. Ban the swastika, the Nuremberg trials. They're still chasing there's Nazi hunters now.
Yeah.
Like, still chasing people in Bolivia. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they did what they had to do. Dude, how are you meant to forgive and forget, like, passports still being intact 2 blocks from, like, steel structures collapsing?
No.
How can you just forget that? Like, put it out of your mind. Like, yeah, that happened then. We had Afghanistan. Like, it's done. You know what I mean?
what they say. It's what do they say the term is? It's cognitive dissonance.
What's that? No,
It's where like it's the truth is so shocking to someone because they already believe something that it's too shocking. They can't believe it because it just goes against what they believe.
Oh, they
too
can't
much.
unbelieve what they already know.
Exactly. It's like it's too much of a burden on their mind to think that their government would actually be capable of doing that.
They were capable.
Yeah, like they just can't accept it because it's just too crazy. They're like, nah.
But that's like everything, dude. That's like religion. That's like anything. Like the pork, man. Full circle. Yeah, like we can tell you outright that eating pork is fine. You know what I mean? Like for whatever levels. But because you were taught that from a kid, like it's just in your head. Like it's just how you're programmed. No one wants to believe their government's against them.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wants to ever believe there's a bigger conspiracy thing. And I'm not a conspiracy nut. But when something doesn't fucking add up, it's just like, what the fuck?
That doesn't fit.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Straight away, dude, when I saw it, before I was in conspiracies or anything, I just knew that something, I was like, no, that's not right. Like, that's
not right.
This isn't right.
Nah. But no one wants to believe that.
No one wants to believe it because it's too shocking to the mind.
Yeah.
So you just go.
Because our government wouldn't do that to us.
Yeah, so you just
go.
go.
I've got some news for you, people.
Yeah, no shit.
They will do anything to make a buck.
And then, like, the US media and the government, man, they flipped on, like, the justification of the situation. Like, they flipped on it like 100
but you
times
see what
in the
happened
first week.
Before Bush made an announcement or anything, right? It took him 90 minutes after the attack to come out and say something.
Yeah.
Why? Because they grabbed him and they put him somewhere safe. What's he got to do with? Wouldn't you come out and...
Remember he was reading the goat story upside down?
Yeah.
Goat story. Yeah. It was a goat story.
Yeah, it was in a primary school or whatever, and then...
The book was upside down, man.
Nah, that was just a Photoshop job, man.
Was it really?
Yes, it was a Photoshop job.
You sure about that?
Dude, Google it.
I thought that was legit.
But it's funny because he didn't look... Like, I know he didn't want to make a whole kerfuffle about it, but he looked so calm.
Yeah, Michael Moore talked about it in Fahrenheit 9/11. Did you ever watch that?
I watched a little bit in pieces of it.
Yeah, it was good, but he just talked about how... Because he was in front of it, like an audience at that time, he was in front of children. They were filming it because it was like a promo thing, right? And basically just pinpoints like this is at the point when he gets told that the World Trade Center has been attacked, and he just doesn't move on it, like for a good like 5-10 minutes or whatever. It just doesn't move, doesn't know what to do. Surely, like he could have just stood up and said, "Look, I've got to do some presidential shit right now, kids. I'm sorry. I'll
be back with you.
I'll be back later." You know what I mean? Just to move on it, but he didn't. He just sat there.
Just like the plan happened.
But then, like, it's weird. Like, you know what I mean?
Are you sure about the goat story being photoshopped? I thought that was a legit thing.
No. I'm pretty sure it's just a meme. That's one of the earliest memes that went around, man. I'm almost 100%, man.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, if you watch the video, like you can see him with the book. You think about it, like you can sort of say, "Oh, what a lousy leader," you know, blah blah blah. Should have acted on it, like immediately, this and that. But then, like, he's a human being at the end of the day as well. Like I put myself in his,
and it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I get it. Like you're the president. You know, you've got to move on shit like that ASAP. But did you ever watch the interviews when Barack Obama was coming in? Like after he'd won the vote, and then like you know how many months is it before you become president? It's like 3 or something.
3 months. You got your inauguration. Then
before the inauguration.
Yeah, you got like a cooling off period.
Yeah, it's like a cooling off period.
Where's that in my mouth?
Yeah, cooling off period, right? I watched I remember watching all the interviews before Barack went in, and it was like the last interview with G.W. Bush as he's walking around like the White House and the lawns and stuff like that. And he just came across as like a regular dude. Then I watched one of his interviews on, was it Stephen Colbert or Kimmel or one of those shows, or Letterman. I think it was on Letterman's last season, and they interviewed G.W. Bush. And he just seemed like a normal guy. Like, he seemed pretty legit. He just seemed like when he was in government, he was just like another puppet. You know what I mean?
Well, he was put there because of his name.
Yeah. Like, he was just another puppet. But when you got him on his own in front of, like, cameras just as a normal dude, he just seemed pretty normal. He just seemed normal. Like, he just seemed like a normal guy, pretty grounded. Mm-hmm. And it totally warped my perspective. I'm not saying that he wasn't a fucking idiot, but it was strange. You know what I mean?
But someone had his hand up his ass.
Yeah,
telling
exactly.
him what to say.
So then, like, I look at that situation, like, in that elementary school, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're sitting in front of kids and then someone says to you, World Trade Center, it's like, dude, heck, like, I'd be fucking like, what the fuck?
Just processing.
Yeah, it'd take you like 20 seconds to process, man. I'm not saying, again, like I'm not saying did the right thing or, you know.
Just looking at it from another side.
There's a lot of money at stake.
Oh, dude.
This was a money motivated.
Yeah,
thing.
The lease on the building itself was taken up like only a couple months earlier by that other mob. Then they upped insurance,
policy.
and then they wanted double the payout after it happened.
Yeah.
And then, like, everything was connected to cash. Like, from America invading Afghanistan to the munition supplies in Afghanistan, they all revolved around Saudi money. The Bin Ladens were involved. Dude, the Bin Ladens were shipped out of the country, like, within 24 hours of the attack.
Gone.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Go.
And that was the other thing. In that big wrap-up, they were blaming, they put all blame on Bin Laden. It's like Bin Laden, who was hiding in caves in Afghanistan, using a mobile phone and a laptop, managed to crack the world's most intricate security system and command this entire, orchestrate
operation.
the entire operation.
Yeah. Using his phone as a hotspot.
Yeah. Literally.
Like I'm doing right now.
Literally in 2001. And then...
WAP.
When they...
It was hotspotted to WAP.
Yeah, man. And then when they finally had like a 3310, and when they finally found him, they stormed into his palace, shot him, didn't film anything, then removed the body after identifying it, threw it in the water.
Yeah, it's taken care of.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Trust me.
It was, dude, that
Trust
wrap-up is fucking hilarious.
It was funny. I remember because someone said to me, "Oh, they got Bin Laden. He's dead." No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's been dead for years.
I can tell you something. That was a whole made-up story.
Yeah.
I can tell you. And they made a movie out of it. Miracle!
Yeah, and then the funny part is they responded, like I told you, like I said a year ago, they pinpoint that the terrorists, the pilots of the planes, they all came from, Saudi Arabia, Libya, blah, blah, blah. So they responded by invading Iraq and Afghanistan.
The two countries that had nothing to do with it.
They find Saddam Hussein. Dude, the picture of Rumsfeld and Saddam Hussein shaking hands, man, that was epic. Then in 93, Saddam Hussein got too ambitious and they storm in to kill him. And then they find him buried in a hole in Tikrit in his
eating
jocks.
Snickers.
Yeah, eating Snickers. In his jocks. They flee, what's it called? They, when they spray her with the, DDT? To fumigate him.
Oh, yeah.
They fumigate the guy on live TV in his jocks, don't give him any dignity. Then they give him the power of an attorney, put him in court to try him for shit. And this is all under the guise of what happened in September 11. Who cares?
Then they hanged him, right?
Yeah.
Live.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, dude. What the hell?
In response to September 11, they invaded Afghanistan and Iraq.
The countries that had nothing to do with it.
And then they found Saddam Hussein.
Got the backing of
And
the
all
people.
of a sudden the Taliban were involved, and it's like, hey, well, they're part of it.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
It makes no sense, man.
We just want to get our oil. I mean freedom.
Whoop.
Slip of the tongue.
Slip of the tongue. Now back to Will and Grace.
Speaking of Will and Grace, new season's coming out.
Man. I don't understand how they have the nut to bring Will and Grace back, man. I was saying it the other day. Dude, if they brought Friends back or Seinfeld
I'd be like,
back,
all right.
It'd be like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, these shows were timeless, as sitcom-y as Friends is. It still, generates...
Will and Grace, man.
I don't remember Will and Grace when it was on TV.
Bring back fucking Mork and Mindy, for fuck's sake.
That had a big following, right?
Even though
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace, yeah.
Yeah,
but not enough where it's like... You're a Will and Grace fan.
No, I wasn't.
Shut up.
Fuck off.
You sit there with your fucking crumpets. Honey.
Dollops of cream.
Yeah. Watching Will and Grace.
With his Manny Petty going at the same time.
He'd love that. Who's that? What was that chick?
He didn't even say anything. It was just
There's no point denying it because you two are just going to fucking say I did it anyway. I didn't watch Will and Grace. Alright?
You watched Dahmer and Greg.
I remember that guy. He was creepy. That guy was creepy, wasn't he?
What guy? I
can't remember.
He had like a leather face. He had
I'll
a leather
be
face.
legit.
Leatherface.
Dude, legit. Will and Grace, I remember that main chick, which is one of the side, secondary characters with that annoying voice.
Yeah.
She's got that really
remember her name,
high-pitched,
though.
whiny voice. I keep forgetting her name.
I'll have a look.
Alright? I remember her. And Grace, obviously. I remember her face. But I don't...
Yeah, the red-headed curly slut.
Yeah, I don't remember any of the rest of the show.
The red-headed
Dahmer
curly
and Greg,
slut.
I do not remember a single thing about that show.
Dahmer and Greg, the guy is hideous looking. He's got like a leather face. Trollman.
But dude, there's a million shows like that come up and just disappear. But how long was Dahmer and Greg around for? I can tell you, honestly, now, I don't remember a single fucking episode. I couldn't picture the cast. I couldn't picture anyone.
I just think of that guy's leather face. And he had that shitty voice.
That shitty voice.
It was like that southern
He didn't have
drawl.
the golden voice of broadcasting like you do. You know what I mean?
No, he didn't.
Just a shitty voice. Just trying to read a bit of copy. Like, hang on.
Thomas Gibson.
No, wait a second.
It was Matthew McConaughey like.
Hang on, mate.
That southern.
The guy had a shitty voice. It's like,
He had a shit face and a shit voice.
like I read a bit of copy here
And
from
his
like
name
an
is
article.
Greg. His name is Greg.
Dharma and Greg went for 5 years.
I've got an article here on like Pauline Hanson talking about same-sex marriage. It's like, One Nation Senator Pauline Hanson has raised concerns about same-sex marriage during an appearance on Sunrise this morning. Then you got Greg from Dharma and Greg. He's just like, Ms. Hanson clashed with Green Senator Sarah Hanson-Young, who will vote yes in the postal survey. Like, what? Just a shitty voice.
I want to watch a scene from Dharma and Greg now.
Megan Mullally. Her name was Karen.
Karen.
Her name was Karen. She had the most annoying fucking voice.
I just remember her voice was fucking annoying.
Dharma and Greg went for 5 years.
5 years? What was it even about?
Dharma and Greg.
No, I'm being serious. Because that show was like what? I couldn't. I would never have thought that. Is that Jenna Elfman or whatever her name is?
Yeah.
It's a Scientologist.
Is that Dharma and Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Are you thinking of another show?
I'm not thinking of that guy.
What are you thinking about?
Is there another guy? Was there another main guy in that show, Dharma and Greg? What guy am I thinking of? Leatherface. Where did I get that from?
I don't know, man.
These are the other guys that were in it.
I'm way off. I don't know who I'm thinking about.
But I never watched an episode of Dharma and Greg.
Right.
I couldn't tell you
was
a
it in the
single
90s
plot.
or 2000s?
90s.
I'll put 90s sitcoms and see what comes up.
Dude, there was heaps of shitty sitcoms when we were kids. Kids going into like high school.
I need to know what that Leatherface was.
Dude, do you remember the show The Single Guy?
Single guy.
Came out in the mid-90s, I think. It was sort of when Friends was starting to take on like a bit of a storm.
I don't, funnily enough.
Jonathan Silverman was in it, the guy from Weekend at Bernie's. They spun him off and tried to give him like a show. I think it went for one season, like 20 episodes or some shit, right? But I specifically remember the ads and the promos for that fucking show. You want to talk about conditioning, man.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the
Burnt into
promos
memory.
for those fucking shows. But Dharma and Greg, I couldn't name a single fucking clip. You know what I mean?
It was tacky as, dude.
I don't know what you're thinking of, man. There's Third Rock from the Sun.
No, it wasn't Third Rock from the Sun.
Cheese is fantastic.
It was just a guy and a girl. What am I
And a
thinking
pizza
of?
place.
Golden Girls.
No,
Golden Girls.
But
But dude, when did Golden Girls stop its run? It wasn't.
I've never watched an episode of that.
I remember seeing them as a kid. Yeah, they were on like when you had school holidays, they were on in the mornings.
Dude, Golden Girls went from 85 to 92.
That's what I'm saying though. Dude, I remember being later on in like primary school and still seeing Golden Girls episodes. They're still playing them like up until a
Dude,
year
they've still
ago.
got them on Channel 11 or something.
Yeah, like syndication, they're still going. But that show ended in 92.
I know what he used to watch.
What?
Blossom.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Blossom.
Yeah, you
I
watched
did.
Blossom.
I did.
Yeah, there was Blossom. There was fucking Step by Step.
Oh, I know what you... Boy Meets World, man, for sure.
I never watched that.
I never watched that.
No, but do you understand? Like,
Lying.
Nice try, Trollman.
there were all these fucking sitcoms when we were kids, man. They used to pop up every 20 seconds.
Look how many sitcoms there are, man, that we would never have heard of.
Have you
Carol and Company.
Have you seen the sitcoms now? In between, it's because of morning TV. It's fucked. There's a show called Dads. Did you see it? It ran for one season.
Wait, is it the Aussie one?
No, that's the thing.
It was House Husbands was the Aussie one, I
Yeah,
think.
that's still sort of floating around, dude. There's a show called Dads. It stars one of the what's his name? The guy. It stars Seth Green.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Seth Green. It's got like a wash up of all these random actors that haven't done shit for like 10, 15 years.
Oh, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these cunts.
Yeah. It's the most fucked up show.
So you've got Seth Green, Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Look, dude, he was a good actor.
Martin Mull.
Dude,
Wasn't he
Giovanni
saved by the
Ribisi-
bell? Who? Saved by the bell? Martin Mull. Wasn't he saved by the bell? The principal?
Yeah. He was also on 2.5 Men. He was the pharmacist.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
What are you, a cop? Yeah. Dude, but that's what I'm saying though, right? Like,
Sarah Baldwin.
dude, Giovanni Ribisi is like a decent actor. He used to do like Hollywood things. If you watch his show, it's just a cheesy, shitty sitcom. There's also another sitcom that came out a year ago, probably more than that actually, because I remember watching it on the plane going to Europe in 2014.
It only went for 9 months.
There you go. You see what I mean? Yeah. There was what's his name? Your pretty boy from Dawson's Creek, Van Der Beek. There was a sitcom with Van Der Beek that was gone for I don't know how long ago. Just look up Van Der Beek's history.
Yeah, I did. Dawson's Creek, Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
What's the last show that he did?
There's one here called Friends with Better Lives.
I think that's what it is. Friends with Better Lives.
Yeah.
Click into that. How many seasons did that go for? Dude, all these fucking shows, like that Friends with Better Lives, I remember it being pushed on TV, and then I remember getting on the plane to go to Europe and seeing, like, there were episodes of it. I'm like, oh my God, there's that show. Maybe you're flying for 25 hours, just watching whatever's on the plane.
It literally went for 2 months.
Yeah. And I remember watching, like, 6 episodes and thinking, oh yeah, fucking Van Der Beek, like, he seems
Well,
alright.
you watched pretty much the whole season.
Yeah.
Because it's 13 episodes, 5 unaired. Like, I just scrapped them, like, fuck this,
Yeah.
this is bullshit.
Like, that's how quickly these things fucking pop up and disappear. So then you wonder why we're still watching Seinfeld fucking episodes, like, 20 years after the show finished, or 10 years after the show finished. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, who fucking okays this shit to go to air? And I know, like, for a fact, like, when we did TV pilots for, like, production companies in Melbourne, we had to jump through fucking hurdles, man, like, to get shit off the ground. And most of the time it never did. Like, It never amounted to anything. No TV pilot I ever worked on a production, like, not on a script base, but on a production level. TV pilot, short films, all that sort of shit. None of it ever went to mainstream, like, TV, where you're going to see it on TV. Like, nah, man. They reserve that for Neighbours.
He's got a couple, he's in heaps, man. Carter's Get Rich. There's Diplo. What would Diplo do?
What's that?
Fuck, no idea. And he's apparently going to be in something called Room 104. Scott. He's the pizza boy.
Who's this?
Van Der Beek. He's
staying busy.
He's staying relevant.
Hustling.
Yeah. He was on one of those CSI shows as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
But then watch those CSI shows, and you got Dawson, and you got Robin, and then LL Cool J and shit running around with Glocks.
I can't take those shows
And, like,
seriously.
you cunts are fucked, man. Like, seriously.
I remember watching them back when I used to, like, when I was first getting high, and I was just, like, tripping out, like, what is this shit? Like, it just seems so ridiculous, like...
Yeah.
Just a circus, dude. Like,
Just sensationalist
just the
circus
acting, it's
shit.
just like, they're not even, like, real people. It's just like...
But, dude, it's like Neighbours, Like, yesterday while I was cooking dinner, I wanted to watch the news. Frasier finished, and I think the news is up after Frasier, or Neighbours is up after Frasier. And my smart remote for my TV died, so I've got to use, like, the original blocky one. And I always lose it, I can't be fucked. So I had the TV on running after Frasier finished, and I was making lasagna, a pasticcio, actually. Yeah, I showed you the photo.
Isn't that when you asked him how was his...
His soft-boiled eggs. Yeah, but I had Neighbours running. It was just like in the background of my, like, while I'm cooking, and all I could hear was Paul Robertson fucking someone over again. I'm like, really?
Same shit every fucking time, man.
Didn't they do this story last week? Seriously?
They've been doing that story since it fucking started, dude. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
man. I'm like, how many more years of this kind are we going to be, like, looking at? Like, seriously. And then, hang on, did I write it down? Oh, there was something to do with Paul Robertson's face. He looked exactly like... Dude,
face.
Yeah. There was another show where they were selling, like, another villain or something, and he looked exactly like Paul Robinson. I'm like, are these cunts serious? Like, they're just... Oh, do you know what I thought of? That's why Bill Shorten isn't as popular as he should be.
He looks
like Paul Robinson. They were talking about the polls and Shorten's response to something Turnbull said, and the news shot of Shorten, he was grimacing, and then right after that they played an ad of Paul Robinson on Neighbours, and I'm like, they look exactly the same.
People just identify him as...
Man, they just see him and think it's Paul Robinson.
He's a villain.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
No, don't know. I listened to an interview, Nick Swardson?
Who?
Nick Swardson, that actor.
Swartzen.
Nick Swardson, the American actor.
What's that?
Who the fuck? Yeah, I've never heard of
Is he
him.
one of your Hollywood
No, he's-
spank bank and everything?
No, he's
got
definitely...
favourite thumbnails in
No,
his
he's
phone.
definitely not. He's super ugly, but he's...
You're such a...
He's in Adam Sandler movies and shit. Nick Swardson.
Who the hell is he? If I see his face, I might know him. Oh, fuck, what was he in? He was in...
He was in one of my favourite movies ever, Grandma's Boy, and he's in, like, Bucky Larson,
Nah,
where he plays a porn star. He's a classic dude. He's the funniest guy. But he was talking about it on a podcast I listened to, saying he's been trying to get shows off the ground, like with execs and shit. These awesome shows, he has these great ideas, but they just rubbish it and just...
Yeah, but they'll go with, like, Van Der Beek and some other
He said
reincarnation.
it's so hard to crack it because they just want this watered down, shitty, just fake thing.
But why, man? Who watches it? Like, as in... I can't watch those fucking shows. I watch them and get irritated.
Mass MK Ultra, Dimmy. Just to bring it back round.
No, I'm being honest. Like that show Dads, right? It's on in the morning before I leave for work. It's in between, like, Dude, I found myself watching Touched by an Angel just because of how fucking ridiculous it is. Right, like Touched by an Angel was like the dumbest fucking show.
She appears out of nowhere. It's like,
I'm here to save you, Daniel.
yeah.
I used to do that with Seventh Heaven.
Oh, then the guy turned out to be the biggest pedophile ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucked.
The wholesome priest, or the wholesome pastor.
Yeah, he's a pastor. In real life.
He's a kid toucher.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Just another one to add to the fucking conspiracy fucking pile.
If you want to talk about, like, pedophiles in Hollywood, you know what I mean?
Fucking, the most wholesome, lovable family guy ever, fucking Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Sedating women since the 70s.
Raping them and sedating them.
No, seriously. And he's not the only one, man. Like, there's heaps of fucking sitcom dads that have just abused their power and just position.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's fucked. But somehow they all still get off, man. I was getting infuriated this week, man. Did you see did you see those the two women that beat the fuck out of that paramedic? Did they kill him?
No, they didn't kill him, but they roughed him up bad. They broke his leg or something.
They beat the fuck out of the paramedic because they were fucking high or whatever. And now they're pleading for, like, you know, their cases to be thrown out, like, I don't want to see prison and blah, blah, blah. Dude, you beat the shit out of a paramedic. Paramedics are completely impartial to politics. Like, dude, if a paramedic turns up to a scene in a house, right, and there's 3 people dead on the floor, like 3 people dying, right? One could be a victim of domestic violence, one could be a drug dealer, and one could be, like, you know, a child or whatever. They don't prioritise based on who the people are. They base it on who's the most fucked up, who needs vitals immediately, who needs attention immediately. Then they assess later. Paramedics' whole creed is we save lives, and that's the bottom line. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, fundamentally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These women beat the shit out of the paramedic, and now they don't want to see jail time, they don't want to see anything. Dude, can you imagine if we beat the shit out of a paramedic?
See you later.
Dude, there'd be no court. It was just like, yeah, you're gone. Like,
me and my brother watched a good one last night. A mum and a daughter, right? Drugged the husband. She put 75 sleeping pills in the meatballs.
Oh, that's right.
In his meatballs, right?
The fuck?
And then when he finally passed out and fell asleep in the bed, he woke up to her injecting him with a needle full of, like, weed killer and all this weird, like, all this shit.
Yeah.
They got off, man.
For what? How? I mean, look it up. No, I'm being dead set serious.
This is your case, Bobby.
No. What do you mean they got off?
I'm going to stats man the shit
because
out of
because of years of physical and mental abuse.
Yeah, because quote unquote he was just mental abuse. Like me and Alex said, my brother, we're like, if you don't like it, leave. Don't try and kill the guy. Like, don't drug him and then inject him while he's sleeping.
Weed killer.
You'd think drugging him would be enough to get the fuck out of there.
Premeditated. They thought about it.
There's a plan.
Made a plan and did it.
But you can get off on those grounds? Do you think we'd ever get off on those grounds?
Mate.
Response?
Mate.
Seriously.
That's my honest opinion. Like,
just rubbish. Just like,
I typed in meatball killer and it came up killer meatball movie. Meatball killer.
Oh, dude. Here's another one that came up. This is the other day in Adelaide, yeah? Adelaide mother escapes jail sentence after bashing 8-month-old daughter with a spoon. A spoon. The woman bashed her daughter with a spoon. An Adelaide father has hit out at his former partner who walked away from a jail term despite pleading guilty to bashing their 8-month-old daughter Evie with a spoon.
8-month-old, man. That's tiny.
Lorian Norman, 26, faced a maximum sentence of 13 years behind bars for the aggravated assault, but is a free woman because the judge said the baby's injuries were likely to resolve.
So if a male did it?
Well, the father said he's disgusted by the outcome. I'm not being sexist, but if it was me, I'd be in jail. If I did this under the circumstances, I would still be incarcerated. I wouldn't have a legal leg to stand on. Man, if you see the photos, it's disgusting, man. Miss Norman called the police at 4 a.m., threatened to throw Evie off the balcony of her unit. And when they arrived, the baby had significant bruising to the face and body or whatever. Seriously.
Mind-boggling, because because I have a kid, like how much you love them, like you would just never do something like that. Like that's a fucking evil person. So I've got the lowdown on the meatball killer.
The lowdown.
A mother.
The meatball killers.
Ball me. I've got the 411 on the meatball killers. A mother and daughter charged over a poison meatball kill plot have had their case thrown out of court. Joanne and Shannon De Bono were all smiles today after prosecutors withdrew all charges against them over the failed death of the meatball attempt. After handing herself into police following the kill plot last year, Joanne De Bono said she acted out of desperation because she endured 25 years of emotional abuse as well as threatening and controlling behaviour.
So, dude, drug him and get the fuck out.
Just leave. Like, you're
just leave.
dude, there's some guys emotionally abusing you. Just leave. I'm not going to be with you anymore. You don't plan to kill him and then they got away with it.
No, look. People live with like shitty circumstances and like an emotional abuse and
probably snap.
Controlling and all that sort of shit. I get it. You snap. But you don't just throw it out like, oh yeah, well, you know, that's it. Tit for tat, you know. Is that fucked?
It's a plan to kill, like a full plan with the daughter.
It's Australian court system, dude.
That's fucked up. Or like the woman in Adelaide, how can you fucking throw out a case? Dude, Ms. Norman was instead given a good behaviour bond and ordered to pay $500.
For what was that money going to the courts? For court costs.
Dude, the 26-year-old will be under the supervision of a community corrections officer and complete any counselling, assessment or therapy programs deemed appropriate by the officer. And then the father, this is a game to her, Mr. McMahon said, speaking of text messages he received in the days following Ms. Norman's sentence. I'm not in jail, the text message from Ms. Norman to Mr. McMahon read. What's your next move? Seriously.
So, if a male did it, meatballs, jail. Would have been for a male, forget it. Here, darling, I've made you some meatballs. Yeah, and then
taken his balls.
And then she woke up and he was injecting her with weed killer. Fucking serious? He'd be in prison fucking...
He couldn't just say, oh, she was always yelling at me and giving me the shit, so I just thought I'd off her. But,
yeah.
So, yeah, it's alright.
That's alright. Case thrown out, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she was a cunt, so you're alright.
Yeah.
Dude,
don't do it again.
I'm just reading more into this case because I saved the link. The father says that, like, his daughter's still suffering mentally from the ordeal. Physically, she's okay, but mentally it's too early to tell. But she's well aware of what happened. She doesn't like things near her face and will put her arms up. How will I have a hairdresser go near her face one day?
So sad.
8 months.
That's so
and this
sad.
bitch got off with a $500 fine. Dude, if I beat the shit out of my nephew, do you think I'd get off with a $500 fine?
Mate, you'd be in jail.
I'd be in jail. No questions asked, man. Is that, like,
Dude, if I beat
man.
the shit out of Johnny, I'd be in jail.
Seriously.
Good luck.
Oh, there's the other one.
This guy good
Let me
luck.
ask you what you guys think of this,
poking
man.
the bear, huh?
Dude, there was a groom.
Poke in the nest.
Dude, this one came up this week, yeah? A groom-to-be and his 29 mates were left more than $21,000 out of pocket after his fiancée allegedly faked their bachelor party getaway in Ibiza. Did you read about this?
No.
The fuck?
This pissed me off because it made no sense. It made sense, but it's fucked up.
Give us the lowdown.
She
What's the 411, D?
they're getting married, right? And she persuaded like the groom to let her take care of his bucks, right? And she organised a trip to Ibiza, took $720, like £440 from like 30 of these guys, right? Like said, you know, give me the coin,
And I'll organise
and
it
I'll
for you.
book like the flights, I'll book everything, you know, la la la. Grand total of £13,000, right? So yeah, like fucking how much? $21,000, right? Roughly. Forged boarding passes, right? And then the group rock up like at the airport, crack at like 7 o'clock in the morning, ready to get on a plane for like 4 days of like shit in Ibiza.
It's all taken care of, boys. Let's
and
go. Woo!
They get told that their tickets are useless at check-in. And then they call the hotels they were meant to stay at. There was no booking, blah, 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 blah. And then, apparently the bride jilted because she mistakenly believed that her fiancé cheated on her.
So she took all their money and left.
Yeah.
She fucked all those dudes up for what he did.
Could you imagine those guys looking at him?
But he hadn't cheated. Like, allegedly, like, that's what she thought. But, like, yeah.
What a nutcase, man.
But in order, like, to fuck him over, she took $21,000 off him and all his mates. And it says, like, he's on Facebook, like, apologising to everyone, I'm really sorry. And all his mates, like, you got nothing to apologise for, man. Like, it's not your fault.
And if you
like,
didn't, if he actually didn't do it, like, that's fucked up.
But dude, could you imagine like if one of us had done that, like if a man had done that to us, they would fucking be hunting the cunt down like it was what's his name from The Fugitive?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, they'd be hunting the cunt down.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm innocent.
I'm serious. I'm being dead serious. Could you imagine if that was reversed and a guy did that to his fiancée? Like said to his fiancée, I'll organise a girls' trip out in Bali. Tell all your mates to give me $300-400 each.
And
I'll
I'll
organise the
get it all
flights.
done.
La, la,
I'm going to
la.
sort you hands out real
Yeah,
good.
and
Don't
then he
you
takes
worry.
off because he thinks that she cheated on him with like her personal trainer or something. Dude, he would literally be fucking like thrown in a pentry.
Cut his fucking head off.
Yeah. He'd get bashed. They'd chase him down like it was fucking, El Chapo. You know what I mean?
El Chapo.
Yeah. I'm being dead set serious. I thought that was fucking disgusting, man. That is so fucked up. Nothing's gonna happen to her. Like,
I gotta say though, what guy lets the missus take care of the
I
box party?
don't know. Guys with no dicks.
Wouldn't the alarm bell start ringing straight away? Hang on a second.
why would
does
she-
want to do
yeah.
this? Well,
And the best
seriously.
man, why wouldn't be like, no, I'll do it for you, man. Relax. Like,
like surely, like the boys want to know what they want to do and they want to organise it.
No. It's all just
because he would be like, oi, love, can you organise my
Yeah.
fucking bucks?
Yeah, okay. No
He's
worries.
British for sure.
No worries.
Was he-
champ.
was he British?
Yeah, they're Brits.
Yeah, of course they were.
No worries, champ.
Sounds like she had the. She wore the pants in that relationship.
Did you see this
Dick
one, man?
in that relationship?
She had the dick in that.
I meant to
relationship.
bring this up last week, like our last podcast. I keep forgetting.
Your
to talk
undeniable
about
love
it.
for me.
Huh?
Your undeniable love for Bobby.
Yeah, that, man.
Is that what it is?
It's exactly that.
Oh, finally.
I've waited
Finally.
a year and a half
I
for
knew it
this
was true.
podcast to
You
just
know
get a
what?
few more listeners,
Yeah.
just to get the bigger audience.
There's a big weight lifted off his shoulders now.
Just to declare my
knew it was
undeniable
true.
I
love.
do declare.
I declare.
I do declare.
You're fucked. Seriously. Dude, did you hear about the mum that fed her kids dog food? The Scooby snacks?
Oh, by accident.
Yeah. Did you hear about it?
Yeah.
I thought it was the funniest thing.
But didn't they sell them in the snack aisle?
Yeah, like by accident they put the Scooby snacks like for dogs. Someone had
Next to
clerk.
like Salada biscuits.
some 14-year-old kid on work experience, you know,
So it wasn't in the dog food section.
No.
It was mixed in with the
Like Tim Tams and
next
shit.
to the tiny teddy.
Yeah.
She picked up the packet and then gave it to her kids, and her kids were like, "Oh, these are disgusting." And then she looked off like they're dog food things, and then.
But on the box, doesn't it say dog food, not for
But this
human
is the thing,
consumption?
She went nuts, like put it on Woolies page, you know, went viral, fucking, what's wrong with you cunts, blah, 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 all this sort of shit, right? And then I just looked at the bag, right? Like, look at the bag.
Yeah, it's going to be like clearly dog food.
Right.
Right?
It's dog food.
It's
How do you
it's a
mistake
picture
that?
of Scooby-Doo. It says Scooby Snacks, and then it says, like, dog food, not for human consumption.
It says it on the-
pet food only. It's like, you're going to blame
I'm
Woolies.
sorry, but I never walk into a supermarket and just blindly grab a bag and look away and just throw it into my trolley.
You look at it and be like,
This is what I'm feeding my kids.
You look at the fucking packet.
man.
Dude, seriously.
Have you ever bought these Scooby snacks before? Like, are they?
Oh, I've never got these ones with the dog on the front. Oh well, that'll do. No.
No.
You fucking-
It doesn't say Scooby with chocolate, and it just says dog food.
Dude, human error. Like, it's going to happen. Like, you're going to get bags mixed up.
And when you open it, doesn't that smell like dog food?
When you
Wouldn't it
try
have that-
clothes on in a store, like, dude, I went and bought some clothes. I went shopping the other day, right? Treat myself to some fucking clothes to get rid of the rags.
Oh, what'd you get? Oh,
No, just a pair of jeans.
G-banger?
cardi.
Oh.
You're
Like-
fucked, man. What do you think about when you're not here?
Crotchless panties? Tell me
Do you, like, fantasize about what we're going to be wearing when we rock up in the morning? Look at his hand.
I'm getting all hot and sweaty.
He's got his hand under his chin, like, No. Dude, but, like, there was this whole offer going off, like, at Oxford and whatever, and they're like, oh, if you spend this much money, you get $50 off at, like, YD
like a
and
spend
shit.
and save kind of thing.
Yeah. So I ended up buying, like, a pair of jeans, but I got, like, a cardigan and some socks and shit thrown in as well,
cute,
right?
cute.
Yeah, but I was you're fucked. You are fucked.
Were they tight? Tight jeans? No, go on,
Oh my God, man, they'll paint it on. You know what I mean? You could literally see what religion I was from wearing these fucking jeans.
And it's got a pocket for your knob, so it's all the way down to your knee. So for comfort.
You're fucked. I was just saying how, like, I picked the cardigan up off the shelf, right? And I'm looking for sizing, and they've had, like, from XS to XL, double XL or whatever. I couldn't find my size, like, off the shelf. And I've grabbed one and said, oh, you know, this, I can get away with this, but I probably need one size up. So I've asked the girl that was serving me, can you have a look at the back? She'd found, like, a pair of jeans that I needed. So she's like, oh yeah, I'll go have a look, right? And when she's come back we've gone to the counter, and she goes, what size did you say you needed? And I'm like, oh, you know, small or medium or whatever the fuck it was. She goes, you fucking handed, she goes, you handed me the one with the right sizing on it. Okay, what do you mean? She goes, this is the one I just grabbed from the back, and this is too small. The one you had in your hands was the right one. Now I'm like, what are you talking about? Because, like, I clearly remember looking at the shelf and pulling aside, like, all the sizing. Like, you see the size at the top of the collar.
Yeah.
But even in my rush, like, I sat there looking at this fucking shelf, I thought in my head I'd grabbed the wrong size or they didn't have it, and then handed it to her, and then thought she handed me the new
right size,
sizing,
yeah.
but in reality it was the other way around. I actually had the right
She just
one.
gave it back to you.
Yeah, she just gave it back to me. She's like, no, dude, you found the right one. Right? I got confused in a fucking shop, and these are just clothes. You know what I mean? Surely when you're buying fucking shit in a cupboard, off a shelf in a supermarket for your kids,
Dude, that just doesn't happen.
you're going to look at more than just, like, Oh, it's a bag in the food aisle. It must be food.
Scooby.
Yeah.
Straight in the trolley.
Now, does that mean that if you find shoe polish in the jam section, you can just pick them up off the fucking... Yeah, well, it's in the jam section. It must be
Meanwhile, they're having pedigree for dinner.
It could have been picked up. It could have been picked up by some other random shopper and just thrown in the fucking thing.
Yeah.
How often do you pick something up and too lazy
So
to put it
doesn't she
back?
even look at the ticket or anything?
Nothing.
Or?
100% she saw it and she took it as an opportunity. I can fuck these cunts over here.
You reckon?
Because nobody does that, dude. How dumb do you have to be to blindly grab a packet of snacks and throw them in without looking at it?
I don't know.
It's got a giant fucking dog on the front of it. Like, surely you'd see that, right? And then just be like, hang on, what are these? I haven't seen these before. These aren't barbecue shapes. These have a big
But that's
dog
what I'm
on
saying,
it.
dude. She goes on social media, starts shit-canning like Woolies on their Facebook, you know, blah, 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 blah. Terrible and disgusting, not to mention dangerous.
How about you're disgusting because you're not looking at the packet that you're picking
You're
up?
feeding your kids dog food, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Just blame her.
Yeah.
You're grabbing your kids shit that you don't even know what you're grabbing. You're the fucking dumbass.
It's fair to say, like the article says, it's fair to say that among the 7,000 replies on the post, few have much sympathy for Mrs. Toomey's predicament, pointing out the pack did say it was pet food. Seriously.
It said pet food. It said not for human consumption.
I can't wrap my head around that, dude. I've never...
Some have come to a defence and have pointed out that packaging with its large cartoon character Scooby-Doo does seem custom designed to attract the attention of kids.
It says dog food on it.
foods!
But have you ever bought these snacks before with the giant dog on the front? Have you? No, I doubt it.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you?
Surely,
Some work to do.
surely the kids have like their favourite snack, right? Like
Yeah.
whether it be shapes or tiny teddies.
Oh, dude, there were kids walking up and down those aisles, man. They're fucking arguing. Oh, that was such a human moment. I was just walking around, and there was like a mum bartering with her kids, like saying, "Oh, you know, do you want these ones? Do you want these ones?" You know, like she's asking her kids which ones they want. Dude, I didn't get that choice, man. I got clipped behind the fucking back of the head.
You know what got in the trolley? Those Sayo biscuits.
Sayos. Sayo with cheese.
That's it, mate.
Seriously, man.
There's no asking. What would you like?
No,
Mate.
Mark, can we get this? Put it down. We're leaving. We're running late. Just no.
Or even the look.
I
So
heard
can we
that-
get this? Like,
Dude, I heard that more than anything. I rarely got to tell I rarely was given the freedom to tell my mum what we're going to buy, especially as a kid. Like, no chance. Seriously. And now they're going to say that, to be fair, the graphics on this thing are like, dude, does a kid do the shopping? Is the kid the judge of the nutritional value of, like, the meals for the house?
I want that dog one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay, that's fine. Have it.
fuck that.
Fucking idiot.
Well, that's a possibility. That could have happened as well. And in that case, you're fucking
Look at
retarded.
the disdain in his eyes.
Dude,
Like, you're just looking at the, like, oh, well, yeah, that could have happened, but blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
It's either that, the kids dictated, and they wanted the one with the dog on it, and she just grabbed it, or she took it.